Hey everybody and welcome to TalkChain, the top crypto podcast out there today. My name is Matt and Rob's above me.
Hi guys.
Today we're going to talk about the 2018 VC investment that's been going on so far in 2018 in the ICO world. We're also going to talk about Ripple CEO and Coinbase COO going on CNBC and talking about something, and we don't really know what yet. So today the total market cap is $466 billion with Bitcoin dominance just north of 40%. Looking pretty green today. Overall, nothing huge going on. It looks like Ripple's obviously up 10%, and we're going to talk about that later as we go. But I don't know if you noticed anything in particular, Rob.
No, nothing too crazy. It looks like everything's pretty calm today, which is great. Monero is doing pretty well because there is a hard fork coming up on I forget which day it is, but coming up in the next couple days.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's been pumping lately.
Yeah, and I noticed Stellar's almost up 10% for the last day too, and I'm not too sure about that, but
I'm not too sure either. Maybe people are just jumping back on board.
yeah, maybe. So, just so I can torture you, I'm gonna bring up my Bitcoin TA chart, and
Great.
just because I want to mention that we've been following. So for those who are just listening, you'll have to watch the YouTube video, but this trend line that I have here has been followed pretty nicely, where the previous support has become resistance, and we're following it up to this 11,500 line. And I have the red line going across on the 11,500 just because it's an area where there's a lot of buying and selling, and it's an area where I think if we blow through it, we're likely to continue to test higher highs. So we'll see how it goes. I think it might come back down to 11,000 to touch this support line before it does try and break through the 11,500. But getting to our topics for today. So this Crunchbase news article is titled 2018 VC investment into crypto startups set to surpass 2017 tally. So I thought this was particularly interesting because of one thing, and that is this chart here that shows the year-to-date 2018 investment is almost already half of the 2017 investment. And of course, we're only March 4th today. So it looks like a lot of money is still coming into ICOs despite the sort of SEC crackdown that's been going on, despite all the FUD that's going on in the crypto space. There's still a ton of money being poured into the market right now.
Yeah, it's looking like the number of deals that are happening through venture investment firms is really keeping pace with total dollars invested in ICOs. So I think you're just seeing more of an interest in the space as a whole from everybody, and it's dramatically increasing and you could probably call it from September onward. It'd be interesting to see what the monthly breakdown was of 2017, because I bet you November, December, it shot up drastically.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just everybody seeing that the prices were going insane, and at the end of the year probably brought in a lot of interested people. But given that the January and February were such bearish months for crypto, and we're still seeing a ton of investment there, so it seems like the bearish market hasn't been a deterrent for people who are still trying to get into the field.
Yeah, well, those investment firms know when to buy. You buy that dip pretty hard, so hopefully that's what's keeping them going.
Yeah, true. And this article also outlines the different investments, the larger investments, and just to mention some of them, the hardware wallet maker Ledger has gotten 75 million in Series B funding, which I think is very interesting. So security when it comes to your tokens is obviously super important, and somebody making this kind of investment in Ledger is a great sign. Other than that, I'm not too sure what the blockchain for cargo platform QUASA is, but it's just different platforms people believe in. But they also list the different groups that are investing in these startups, and I'd never really heard of these before, but just to show that there's a lot of VC money or VC investor firms that exist now that are specifically for different blockchain applications and companies.
Yeah, well, a lot of those are heavy just blockchain investment groups. Like just going back to our T0 video, Medici Ventures is owned by Overstock, actually.
Oh, really?
It's a subsidiary of Overstock, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's one of the interesting ones. Blockchain Capital's pretty huge in the crypto space,
Yeah.
and it shows there. They're number two.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. So a lot of money still pouring into the space, which I think is good. Obviously, lots of money, lots of people that are still interested. Otherwise, yeah, they have a breakdown by country, which I don't think it's any surprise that the United States has such a presence there. Um, and countries that have legislation that's anti-crypto obviously has less of these, less money going into the space. But as we move forward, we'll see how that all comes together.
Yeah, that new country unknown is really doing pretty well in the space.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about today is, and we're going to join the ranks of everyone else shilling Ripple right now, is the Coinbase COO and the Ripple CEO are going to be on CNBC Fast Money early in the week coming up to talk about something. And
specifically Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
They'll be on. Yeah.
Right. And where the real thing that everybody's asking is whether or not Coinbase is going to add Ripple to their exchange, so it brings in a lot of money, and Ripple can pump even more. So that's the reason why Ripple's kind of going off right now, and I think a lot of I don't want to say pump groups, shill groups on the internet right now are speculating that this is what's going to happen. There's no way to know whether it's going to happen, but I think that the disaster of the Bitcoin Cash fiasco means that they're going to roll out their next coin a lot more maturely, and that means having a good announcement, a decent amount of time before they actually add the coin. And that could be this right here.
Yeah, I think so. And so Ripple's up 10% today, so it's really just hovering below $1 right now. It's like 99.85 cents. And yeah, it's either going to there's either going to be an announcement and Ripple's going to absolutely skyrocket, probably not back to levels where it was like 350 earlier, but definitely kind of back to where it was kind of steadily operating at like the $2 range.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see, if not only for a short period of time, because they're like we saw with Bitcoin Cash, it kind of pumped super hard and then fell off immediately afterward.
Yeah. It's hard for me to predict where it'll go, but if it doesn't get added to Coinbase, I could see the price of Ripple just get shot down, because a lot of the buying here is speculative only for the purposes of it being added to Coinbase. So could see a lot of movement in Ripple in the next few days.
Yeah, in either way, it's a tough one though. But like if it was 90 cents the second before this got kind of announced, then you should really still have that underlying value there of that amount, regardless of whether or not Coinbase adds it. So if it plummets down to like 75 cents or something, then it's still, you're really not in any other position than you were Saturday morning than you are on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So the other thing that people are suspecting is that Coinbase is adding 500 new personnel to their company, and 90 of these people are starting tomorrow. So I don't know why they're bringing the XRP guy to talk about Coinbase doing a personnel addition. So, maybe they bring this up just as an aside that Coinbase is adding to its amount of customer support staff. But, it could be everything. They could be talking about everything to do with both of these companies. And I guess the only real commonality is that they're both in the crypto space, but they're seemingly in different arenas within crypto.
Yeah, well, it only kind of adds to the hype. Obviously, they signed a contract with a pretty large call center. They're not hiring 90 agents to work for Coinbase, I assume, but it'll be interesting to see how they're going to be implemented. It's to FUD on it a little bit. Starting on March 5th doesn't necessarily mean, it could just be like training starts March 5th.
Yeah,
So
it probably is, but I think in the greater scheme, it's you heard these horror stories on Reddit about tickets not going answered and people having a really tough time to get any customer support
yeah,
from all of these companies, whether it's Coinbase or Binance. So just adding staff to their customer support, I think is fantastic and desperately needed at this point.
definitely.
So that's all we got for you on this beautiful Sunday, guys. I hope you had a great weekend. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the 2018 VC investment going on in crypto right now, or the shilling of XRP. And
Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to share Reddit, Facebook, anywhere else. Tell a friend, tell a coworker. That would be cool too.
yeah, and thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Take care.